Okay, so welcome to the deep dive. We're going to unpack something pretty foundational today.
Yeah, foundational is definitely the word for it. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I mean, it's everywhere for a
It
reason.
really is. Consistently pops up in like top 10 lists. People rave about it. The ratings are solid too, right?
Yeah.
Something like 4 out of 5 stars. Globally,
Easily. And the core promise is huge. Covey talks about achieving radical change.
radical change. Sounds intense.
It is. He means solutions that actually stick for everything: family, marriage, your job, your business, personal stuff. But, and this is key, before you even get to the habits.
There are prerequisites, so you can't just jump in.
Exactly. And first, we got to be clear on terms. Covey makes a big distinction. He's not talking about, temporary behaviors, things you try for a week.
Right.
He defines a habit as permanent, like truly permanent behavior. If it doesn't last, it wasn't really a habit in his view.
Okay, permanent behavior. And these aren't just any habits, are they? Not like flossing or something.
No, no. He specifically calls them intellectual habits. It's about how you think, fundamentally changing your mindset, your perception.
So it all starts in the head.
Pretty much. And to get to that deep, radical, lasting change, Covey says there are two. Well, he calls them keys, like opening 2 doors on a closet before you can get the tool inside. You need both.
Okay, let's tackle the first door then. Key number 1. What is it?
It's about direction, shifting from what most people do, the outside-in approach.
To the inside-out approach, okay?
Right.
Unpack that a bit. What's outside in?
That's the default for most of us, right? Believing that for my life to get better, something out there needs to change first.
Like I need a better boss, or my partner needs to be more understanding, or the economy needs to improve, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Waiting for the external world to fix itself before we can be okay.
But Covey flips that.
Completely. He says that's backwards. Change has to start internally, inside out. If you change your inner landscape, your character, your perceptions, how you see things,
Then the outer circumstances will
you really wait.
just magically fix themselves. I mean, come on. If I lose my job, just thinking differently makes a new one appear.
Well, maybe not magically. But he argues, pretty forcefully, that when your internal state shifts, your external reality does follow. Opportunities appear that you didn't see before, obstacles seem smaller, or you find ways around them. The path clears because you cleared it internally first.
So my environment is sort of reflecting my internal state.
That's the core idea. And he uses a pretty powerful analogy for this shift in thinking.
Yeah.
The Copernican revolution, remember, for ages, everyone knew the sun revolved around the earth. It was just
Right.
fact, obvious.
Right, until Copernicus came along and said, actually,
Yeah.
maybe the Earth is moving.
Exactly. That was a radical internal shift in perspective about how the universe worked. And that shift, that inside-out change.
Led to massive external changes.
Yeah.
Science, technology.
Everything. Planes, satellites, TV, the internet. The source material argues none of that happens without first changing the internal concept. You change the idea first, then reality catches up.
Wow, okay. That makes sense. If changing how we see the cosmos unlocks the internet, then changing how I see my own life, my problems,
Yeah.
that could unlock some serious real-world changes too.
Precisely. Which brings us to the second key. If the first key is changing direction inside out, the second key is how you do that. What exactly are you changing internally?
And that's where paradigms come in, mental perspective.
Paradigms, that's Covey's term. Think of them as your mental map, or maybe better, the glasses you wear.
Glasses.
Yeah. Your accumulated thoughts, experiences, beliefs, knowledge, everything you've gathered since birth. It creates these lenses you see the world through.
Like real glasses, I guess they're not all perfect.
Not at all. Some might be clear. Others may be scratched up. Some could be totally warped, convex, concave, distorting everything you look at. Your paradigm literally shapes your reality.
Okay, that feels big. Like, how much can these lenses really distort things?
Well, there's a fascinating case study about that. A French philosopher.
Okay.
He witnesses a traffic accident, car and a motorcycle. And he is absolutely adamant, tells the police, I saw it clearly, the car hit the motorcycle. Just wouldn't budge.
Let me guess.
He was wrong.
Dead wrong. The police, other witnesses, they all said, no, the motorcycle hit the car. But the philosopher stuck to his guns. Until a motorcycle rider himself showed up and confessed, yeah, I actually hit the car.
Oof. What did the philosopher do?
Apparently he was floored, stunned. He realized his own internal belief system, his paradigm, the idea that a big, heady car must be the aggressor against a small motorcycle. It had literally changed what he saw.
He didn't just misinterpret, he saw something that didn't happen.
Exactly, because his paradigm wouldn't allow for the alternative. It made him question everything he thought he knew, everything he saw through his own lenses. It shows how deep these things run. They don't just filter reality, they can kind of create it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And Covey had a personal experience with this too, didn't he? With his son.
Yes, a really powerful one. His son was struggling, bad grades, terrible at baseball, socially awkward, just not thriving.
And Covey and his wife, they were trying to help.
Oh, absolutely. They were doing what they thought loving parents should do. Over the top, cheering at games, constantly praising tiny improvements, jumping in to defend him from any criticism or bullying, really trying to bolster his confidence.
It didn't work.
It backfired. Massively. The son actually got worse, more withdrawn. He even asked them to stop coming to his games, stop cheering.
That must have been heartbreaking. So what was the paradigm issue there?
They had an aha moment. They looked inward and realized that all their well-intentioned actions were sending a different message. Their paradigm was essentially, our son is deficient, he's incapable on his own, so he needs our constant help and protection based on society standards, or, well, our standards.
So even though they were trying to build him up, their underlying belief was tearing him down.
Precisely. The message he received wasn't, we love you, it was, you're not good enough. They realized they had to change first, their internal lens.
What did they change it to?
They consciously shifted their perspective. They started seeing him, believing in him as fundamentally capable, whole, not deficient. And they backed off with the excessive help and cheerleading.
Did it work?
Almost instantly, according to Covey. Once their paradigm shifted, the son's reality shifted. His grades went up, he got better at baseball, made friends. Everything improved. The external change followed the internal one. It wasn't about behavior charts. It was about the parents' core belief.
That's incredible. It sounds almost too good to be true. But you mentioned there's more systematic proof.
There is. The classic school experiment. You've probably heard of it. Teachers given new classes.
Oh, right. Where they were told some kids were gifted and others were struggling, but the labels were actually swapped.
Exactly that one. And what happened? The kids labeled gifted, even if they weren't initially, started performing way better. And the kids labeled deficient, even the bright ones, their performance dropped.
So the teacher's belief, their paradigm about the students, actually changed the students' outcome.
Fundamentally, it changed how the teachers interacted with them, their expectations, and the kids lived up or down to that expectation. The paradigm drove the result. It's why, as the source notes, some cultures treat kids almost like mini adults early on. The expectation, the paradigm, might contribute to higher reported intelligence.
Okay, I'm seeing the thread now. It starts with the internal, the thought, the paradigm.
Which leads right into that famous Covey quote.
Yeah.
You know the one?
Sow a thought, reap an action.
Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. It's a chain reaction, all starting from that internal seed, that perspective.
It's a powerful sequence. But changing these deep paradigms, it feels like it would take a lot of work, a lot of time.
Often, yes. Definitely. But sometimes the shift can be instant. One moment, one piece of new information can just shatter the old lens.
Like flipping a switch.
Exactly. Covey tells another story, this one on the New York City subway.
Okay.
It's a quiet Sunday morning, peaceful car. Then this man gets on with several young kids.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Yep. Total chaos. Kids yelling, running around, throwing things, even grabbing newspapers from other passengers, just out of control.
I'm the dad.
Just sitting there, eyes closed, doing nothing, completely passive while his kids terrorize the subway car.
Okay, I'd be annoyed too. What did Covey do?
He got really irritated, felt, quite judgmental. He eventually leans over and says something like, "Sir, your children are really disturbing people. Maybe you could control them a little more." Pretty direct.
And the man's reaction?
He looked up, and Covey said his whole demeanor was just vacant. And he said very softly, "Oh, you're right. I guess I should do something about it. We just came from the hospital where their mother died about an hour ago. I don't know what to think, and I guess they don't know how to handle it either."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just wow. In that single instant, Covey's entire paradigm shifted completely. 1 second, he sees an irresponsible, negligent father. The next second,
He sees a man in shock, grieving, overwhelmed, A victim.
Exactly. His irritation vanished. The judgment disappeared. It was replaced instantly with compassion, sympathy, a desire to help. His feelings changed. His potential actions changed. Everything shifted because the lens changed with that new piece of information.
That's incredible. It shows how fast it can happen. One sentence changed his entire reality of the situation.
It perfectly illustrates the power. So if we
Yeah.
bring it all together, the path to radical change starts with flipping the model. Go inside out, not outside in.
And you do that by examining and changing your internal lenses, your paradigms, how you choose to view people, situations, yourself.
Because ultimately, the way you choose to see the world profoundly influences the world you experience. It's almost like the world reflects back what you project.
Okay, that's a lot to chew on. But it's not always instant, like the subway story, right? Changing deep ones takes effort.
Definitely. Covey acknowledges that. He says it often requires a specific tool, a specific process. Something he calls the farm theory.
The form theory,
Mm-hmm.
like planting seeds, cultivating.
Sounds like it. You can't just cram for the harvest, right? But that's a whole other topic, probably for another time.
Right, something to look forward to. But for now, for you listening, the challenge is to take this idea inside out, the power of paradigms, and really apply it. Ask yourself some tough questions.
Yeah, look inward first.
Right.
Are the struggles you're facing maybe with family, at work, with your partner, are they really caused by external factors? Or could they be rooted in your perspective, your lens?
Could the way you're looking at the problem actually be hiding the solution? Are you missing opportunities because your paradigm filters them out?
And remember, this isn't just like philosophical woo-woo. The source links it to psychology, the laws of attraction, even quantum physics concepts. Think about real-world stuff.
Like psychosomatic illness, false pregnancies, where belief creates physical symptoms, or people convinced they're paralyzed when there's no physical reason.
Exactly. The mind's perspective can have tangible physical effects. The internal state can shape the external reality in profound ways.
So the starting point is always inside. Don't wait for the world to change. Check your lenses first.
What if your biggest problem is actually just the way you're looking at it? That's the question to sit with.